Welcome to another podcast episode. We are going to be talking about FOPO today. Do you have FOPO?
Ooh. Welcome to the Shift Happens podcast about navigating the lighter side of life's challenges.
I'm Robin McIntIre, certified life and transitions coach.
And I'm Monique Eckes, a question asker, trying to ask the questions you're sitting there asking. All right, so what in the world is FOPO? I've never heard that.
It stands for fear of other people's opinions.
Oh, fear of other people's opinions.
Yes, so I had heard OPOs, other people's opinions.
Okay.
And then I heard FOPO. I'm like, oh, that's the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah. Kind of makes more sense out of that. All right, so, okay, then what is this FOPO?
So FOPO can get in the way a lot.
Oh, all right.
Right? When we have fear of other people's opinions, it can get in the way of a lot of things. Now, I want to be clear, first of all, of saying, I'm not telling you, don't give a crap about what other people think. That's okay. I'm not coming from that energy of, I don't care.
I don't care what they think.
Right.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, not that kind of energy. Okay. Right. So energy is everything. So really what it is, do you have fear of other people's opinions that pops up without you knowing it? Okay. It really, a lot of times it precedes goals, setting goals.
Okay.
Right? Telling people about your goals. Believing you can have goals. The fear of success we talked about in another podcast where, fear of success, fear of failure, that can come down to what are other people going to think?
Yes, I felt that.
Yeah, I think we all have. So let's validate and normalize FOPO. Okay, first of all, we all have it. Okay. Just like some other things we talked about, it probably isn't going to go away.
Yeah, right.
What we're talking about is managing FOPO.
Right? Like we're a society of people.
Yes.
Of course, we're going to think about other people's opinions.
Yes.
But the fear of other people's opinions is where the stop comes in.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
Okay.
That's where we can just, as far as being blocked, a lot of times we're like, I just don't know why I'm not doing, going for the goal, losing the weight, planning the party, doing a podcast, doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. That can all be, we can be held back so easily by that, and it can be hidden. Like we don't really want to think that could hold us back.
Mm-hmm. Or we deny.
Yeah, right. Oh, I don't care what people think.
Oh, okay, but that doesn't work.
No,
it actually doesn't work because of course we do.
Yes,
I see what you're saying.
Yes,
yeah. Because my example is when I started YouTube. I have my own YouTube channel about photography, and I remember thinking, oh my gosh, people are going to talk in the comments. How I don't want to ruffle people's feathers and say something opinion that's different than theirs when it comes to photography. And I was just so afraid of all the terrible comments that I would get in the comments of YouTube.
Oh, so understandable.
Yeah.
I get that because I'm preparing for that.
Yeah.
I mean, when we get out there more, we're going to have more of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So how did you push through that?
I did it anyway, and then actually none of that came to pass. So I've had, over the years, I've had some unsavory comments, and guess what? I can just delete them. Because
Joke's
it didn't
on you.
really matter. So I wasn't doing it like you were saying, I don't give a hoot what people think.
Yeah.
Trying to be family friendly. You know what we're saying. I don't care what people think. I'm going to say it anyway. I'm not saying terrible things.
Right.
I'm just out here teaching photography, so I think that's what helped me. Was like, okay, if they're going to say something, that's fine. I'm just teaching photography.
That's a really big thing, Monique, especially YouTube and getting out there. And I'm sitting here saying, yes, I know now because I'm doing this. But for you to be able to just do that anyway, that's a big thing. That's a big. There's people that freeze up and never go forward because of it.
Well, now I hadn't started YouTube for a while, and my story was
Her story, did you get that?
My story.
I love it.
Well, no, my story when I started YouTube was I was looking everywhere for someone else teaching my type of photography.
Oh, okay, so real
and
story.
there wasn't anyone.
Yeah.
Right? And so then I'll get to an actual other story that you're thinking of, right? And there wasn't anyone. And finally it was like, I guess I'll start YouTube, right?
So you're doing market research, kind of.
I needed the resources.
Right.
I was like, I need the resources. Okay, fine, no one's out there, so I'll just do it. In spite of kind of some of these fears that really didn't come to pass. So that was the other part of the story.
Okay.
So
were
the
highly
story
motivated.
was, what are they going to say? That's why I didn't do it for a while.
Okay.
What are they going to say? All the other stuff that goes along with it. But that was kind of a big deal, because we've talked about how much of a spotlight do I want on me?
Yes.
And the spotlight is those people looking at me.
Yeah.
Here I am, say what you're going to say. The fear of other people's opinions.
Yeah.
It is so real.
And you went from the shadow of the fly on the wall
Yes.
to in front of the camera
Oh my gosh, yeah.
with FOPO.
With FOPO.
With FOPO.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. And
Congratulations.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know how I feel about all the things that you've done and accomplished anyway.
Yeah.
But that just is an extra layer when you push through it anyway. That's like a feel the fear and do it anyway.
Okay.
Heard of that book?
Yeah.
Feel the fear and
right.
do it anyway. But you haven't just done it, you've done it. Like, for how long have you been?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years. But in my mind, it was like a smaller risk. I looked at the people around me, especially like the women around me, and I thought, oh my gosh, these people are doing huge things that are really putting themselves out there, putting them in real danger, for their job. And I'm like, I'm just teaching photography on YouTube. Okay, the stakes are pretty low,
Okay.
right? So in that sense, I was like, I can handle this. It's fine, and I can just stop doing YouTube, right? But then there's other bigger goals and things that are even bigger, right? And so I think let's explore that a little bit too, because
Yeah.
I think you're probably thinking that too. Like, how do we work with FOPO? It's not going to go away. Not how do we get rid of it, right?
Right, we don't get rid of it.
How do we work
Yeah.
with it?
Yeah, again, like everything I say, it ends up being a choice, right? Of just
Okay.
talking your way through and managing FOPO.
Okay.
So managing FOPO is like managing our thoughts. So
Okay.
it's all the things. So every goal we have really amounts to what's the feeling we're after. Every goal has the feeling behind it, right?
Okay.
When I'm successful, I believe I will feel this way.
Okay.
When I lose the weight, I believe I will feel this way. So we're looking to feel healthy, to feel confident, to feel peaceful, all those things. Those are really the underneath of all the goals.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so again, to stay focused on self-awareness, to remember why we're doing all of these things. But FOPO, okay, so I feel a little nervous about what people are going to say. I go through that every time I'm here with
Aw.
Monique doing this.
Yeah.
And yet, what drives me is to know that if what we talk about and what we're sharing, if it can make a difference to one person, if one takeaway can go change somebody's life or
Okay.
take them down a road that will change their life, whatever, that's worth it to me.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so really
Yes.
weighing it out. Weighing it out is big. And the other thing about FOPO is, we've talked about rocking chair moments at the end of our life. And I specifically said, I don't want to get to the end of my life and say, what, you chickened out? You didn't do the things?
Ooh.
Right? And if we got to the end and said, I chickened out, we didn't do the things, almost guarantee you, it comes down to FOPO. I was too afraid of what other people would think.
So this makes me think too, Robin. Is the FOPO even worse when it means more to us?
Ooh, that's a good question. I never thought of that.
Because when I was just giving my example of YouTube, I thought, well, if it didn't work, it didn't work. But something that's even bigger and closer to my heart, I think FOPO would even stand there even taller.
You know what? Now that you say it like that, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And I think our conviction about what we want has to be so, that's another reason why your why needs to make you cry, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because if it really means a lot to you, you have to manage FOPO.
Yeah.
We just have to.
Right.
And I don't say have to too often. We want to manage it. So a good way to do this, you want to hear a good way to do this?
After the sponsor break.
Okay. I'm just so excited to tell you. I'll probably forget.
Oh no, don't forget. Oh, okay. Okay, but I love this. I love the road is going down. We do have more to talk about, but we really need to talk about our Spark session. I think especially with thinking about this FOPO, because I think a chat with you could make all the difference. And so tell us our sponsor perk today.
So sponsor perk, 20% off my Spark Plus session. It is a 90-minute session with me via Zoom, and 2 weeks after that, there's a 30 to 45-minute session. It's a follow-up. And what we do in that 90 minutes is you bring with you when you come, even if you need clarity, we'll work on clarity. But if there is something that you want to create, or if there is something that you know you're being blocked, a big goal, or you're in a position that you don't want to be in anymore and you want to make a change, it can be anything at all. That's where life coach comes in.
Yeah, true.
Or transitions coach.
Okay.
So, and I guarantee you it's all about managing our thoughts and emotions and changing your mind. So 20% off, there's a coupon code in the show notes, and it's normally $197, so the 20% off will bring that down for you. It's just a really small investment, and it's a great way for you to see, hey, could I use more coaching? Do I like the supportive coaching?
I love it. I love it.
Well,
oh my gosh, I want you to take advantage of that. And all these topics we talk about on these podcasts, you know, any one of those could be a topic that you talked with Robin about in these Spark sessions. So I love it.
You bring it. It can be anything.
That's right.
You know what? I want to say really quick, I've not said this on a podcast yet.
Okay.
I want you to know that if part of our session is distinguishing, I've had people say, I don't know if I need a therapist or a coach.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I just want to assure you that I know the difference of what I say yes to and what I say no to. So I know we talk about unwanted habits, things like that. So I just want to be very clear that I am not a therapist and I will not pretend to be one.
Okay.
So yeah. So we'll keep that really clear. I would love to help you find something if that's what if that's a need. I'm all in for helping you with whatever that might look like.
Okay. Yes.
Just wanted to
we've had
clarify.
conversations like that
Yeah.
with our coaching, and I'll say, stop me if this is more of a therapy thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Nothing
very
scares me off,
good
but
to-
I want to do you justice.
It's true.
I want to do right by the client.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of resources. Okay. Yay. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
I just take a look at the show notes. You'll find that. So let's continue this conversation about FOPO.
Yes.
So, I mean, obviously you're the queen of one-liners. I love them. And we have a pretty funny one.
FOPO is not the boss of you.
That's right. That's right. Because what we want to do is kind of come down to, all right, so we've got this FOPO, we're trying to manage it, right? All the reasons, but how? What's that action thing that we could do to help manage our FOPO?
So I do this, I don't know if we've done this together or not, but I do this with clients sometimes. It can be when, we feel the drama level is high because we're making these things up in our mind about how something could go.
Okay, yeah.
So we're telling ourselves all the reasons we shouldn't or we can't do something. So the story's all big. So what I like to do is just take it up a level. Say, let's take worst case scenario. So let's say you have a huge goal and you're like, oh my gosh, but what will my parents think? Or what will my brother think? Or my husband? Or whoever it is. Okay? It's still fear of another person's opinion.
Okay.
So what we do is we go down worst case scenario. Okay, Monique, so what if you do this goal? What's the worst thing that can happen? And then you start telling me, and as you're telling me, you usually say the solutions, oh, but that won't be that bad because then he'll do this or then she'll say that. And it's just a comical way to watch what happens when you're speaking out loud about it. So that can be a fun way to look at it.
Oh my gosh, so much, because the mountain molehill, like our brain will just make it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
But as soon as we say it out loud to another person, sometimes we hear how ridiculous it can be. I'm not saying that your fears are ridiculous. I'm just saying sometimes we say it out loud and we're like, oh, okay, well, that's it then.
Yeah,
That's really all it is.
You answer your own question.
I know, yeah.
And then at the end of all of it too is, is this goal important enough to you to do it regardless of other people's opinions?
Okay.
Now, we could talk about, he's going to leave me if I do this.
Oh,
I don't want to go
that's
there.
really heavy.
Yeah,
We're doing
not
lighter.
Yeah, we're doing lighter. Can you believe it?
Wow.
We're doing lighter. But yeah, these are just the smaller things.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that need discussion, right, from other people, but make sure they're your right people. If you're getting opinions from other people, make sure they're the right people for you to be getting opinions from.
Very wise.
Like, we don't want to get budgeting advice from someone that's broke. Example, right?
Things like that. Yeah. So like when we're trying to go, okay, I have this idea, right? Maybe I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Right? And then, so you're saying, okay, why?
Yeah.
Stop and ask yourself, why wouldn't you want to do that? And could it be FOPO?
Yes.
Okay.
So many times we'll say a goal and then we'll talk about all the reasons why we can't do it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Some of those might be legitimate. Might be, I don't have the skills, I don't have the resources. I mean, some of those things can be tangible or real or logistics or whatever. But what's hidden usually is the fear of other people's opinions. So when you find yourself in resistance around a goal, especially if it keeps coming back, you know, the tap on the shoulder, tap on the shoulder, tap on the shoulder. Or if there's in any way your inner critic's like, why haven't you done that yet? Why haven't you done that yet? Right? Those reminders, that's when you can say, what am I afraid of?
Yeah, truly.
You know, where is the fear coming from? And if you are brave enough to sit with yourself and just work it through, whether it's journaling, sitting with yourself, thinking it out, whatever, just really being brave about it, being very truthful. If it is about fear of other people, do some more work on it. You know, journal it through. Do worst case scenario, whatever you want to do.
Act it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, that's so valuable. Thank you for that. I think that is extremely valuable.
Yeah.
When you just, all right, I want to do this. I mean, we can just say anything. Write a webinar.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I want to write a webinar or ebook or something. Like something that seems kind of low stakes, but maybe this is like the foundation of a lot of stuff you're doing. If you think, oh, no, I don't want to do that, is it because you think other people are going to say, well, she doesn't know what she's talking about,
It's so
or
true.
they're going to do this and that? If it's really just all about what they're going to say, like then we can kind of maybe let that go.
Reel it in.
Right?
Take a
Like,
look at it
okay.
and say, what's more important to me? You
Because
know?
honestly, I think that has held me back from some things where, and this kind of goes on another whole topic of like imposter syndrome type thing, but it could be, oh no, if I do this and other people are going to say, well, that was too simplified,
Yeah.
you know, or really do you know what you're talking about?
Yes.
And but if it's important to me,
Yeah.
I'll go, they might say that, but I know how to respond.
That's so true. And that's exactly how I feel about this podcast, because we're bringing a lot of our personal stuff. So it's, I'm not, going to the science books for all this stuff. I mean, I've done my training. I am certified. I've lived a lot of life and championed a lot of women and experienced a lot. But same thing. I just have to say, again, go back to what's the most important thing. And that is trying to use my lessons or stories or what I've learned to be a bridge for other people.
Yeah, to be a bridge. I like that. I like that. Ooh, awesome. Okay. FOPO is not the boss of you.
It's not the boss of you.
Oh my gosh, I
Isn't
love
that
that.
good news?
It is good news.
It's great news.
I think it's one of those niggling things that we don't really maybe kind of see.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's brought it into focus for you. Photography puns. It can be like a little thing you don't know that you're thinking.
It's hidden, And it's easy to just, it's almost like a pride thing to say, well, I don't care what people think. We right?
But then
our
we
human
do.
nature again. But we do.
Because you can tell, because you're not doing it.
Yeah, and we do care. And like I said, I don't ever want it to be about we don't give a
Yeah,
It's not about that. It's just about not letting it hold you back from what's important in your life.
Good point. Okay. Awesome podcast today. Oh my gosh.
It was so fun.
Thanks so much for listening and watching, whether it's on the podcast, on the awesome YouTube channel. And remember, shift happens.
Shift happens.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We're human.
But Robin's here to help you through it. And Robin has so many resources, but everything can be found on the website.
RobinMcIntire.com, RobinMcIntire.
And of course, watch the show notes.
Yes, show notes. Please subscribe. Check out YouTube if you're listening and haven't seen us yet. We get a little goofy. It's fun.
Who us? All right. See you in the next one.
Hey, thank you. Ciao.